We value the book awards because of what they bring to us as a community, a recognition to the homegrown authors of India today, who are instrumental in building the world of children and shaping their perspectives long into the future. I have enjoyed reading the nominated books, even beyond my own category. Each book brings a new context to the growing Indian literature landscape, providing me and you as readers new horizons to explore. I know that I am rooting for my favorite books. I hope that after this reading journey, you are too. Without further ado, I invite the members of the Neev Book Awards jury to come on screen.
The Neev Book Award recognizes outstanding writing that leads to deeper and fuller understandings of the complexity of Indian lives and stories. The award aims to raise awareness nationally and globally about original, distinguished, and diverse children's literature from India and its diaspora.
The award is a platform to discover stories and voices with fresh, different, and yet relatable perspectives. It promotes children's books with Indian characters and settings so that children can see aspects of themselves and their worlds reflected in the literature they read.
Shayantani Dasgupta, author of the CLOCKWALA'S series, reminds us that we humans may not be powerful or magical, but the stories we pass on to our children can be. On behalf of all the members of our jury, it is our hope that our Neev Book Award shortlist is just such a gift to the generations, bringing the power and magic of reading to children everywhere.
Each year, publishing houses nominate their best books for the awards. This year, our jury has been especially busy as we had 21 publishers submit a total of 114 titles. Of these, we shortlisted 23 titles across 4 award categories. This evening, we are joined by jury members from around the world to announce our 4 winners.
We have had months of deliberations on these books and would like to take a moment to humbly and gratefully recognize that the Neev Book Awards are here to celebrate all our shortlisted books published during a most extraordinary year.
Each book on this list is special in the hearts and minds of children, parents, librarians, and educators. We recognize all the creators for making these stories and the publishers for ensuring diversity in stories to inspire young people in all settings.
A reminder to our audience, please post your comments and questions in the chat box. Though we will not be taking any questions live, we would love to hear from you.
Pleased to introduce the jurors who will now announce the winner of the early years and the emerging readers categories. Dr. Anuradha Ruhel Barua joins us from Singapore, where she is an IB diploma teacher of English and Hindi at United World College of Southeast Asia. She believes in deep reading and encouraging critical thinking for children of all ages. Geeta Vardarajan is an elementary school teacher based in Princeton, New Jersey. As an author, Geeta is a co-author of a middle grade fiction book and author of a picture book. Every day, she has the pleasure and honor to read stories to children.
Dr. Mayra Garces Baxal is the Assistant Dean for Research and Graduate Studies for the College of Education at the United Arab Emirates University in Abu Dhabi. She is a well-recognized expert on international picture books for children. We invite Anu, Geeta, and Mayra to introduce a shortlist in the early years category and announce a winner.
In our early years category, we enjoyed heartwarming stories that were fun and whimsical, as well as deep and profound. From A Grandfather with a Green Thumb to A Cat Troubled by Diwali, Another Cat Lost and Found, to stories about little boys, one confused by the things he's told he can and cannot do, while another worries about the tension in his family. All these stories teach us about the power of family, community, and kindness.
The gorgeous illustrations and lyrical texts will delight readers as they go on journeys alongside the characters. Let's take a moment to review and celebrate our 2021 shortlist. The books nominated for the early years category are
Ammu and the Sparrows by Vinita, illustrated by Jayesh Shivan. This tug-at-your-heart book shows the pain and confusion that children go through when their parents separate. As little Ammu grapples with these complex emotions, the message from the family of sparrows he observes, as well as the quiet presence of his Amama, gives him a sense of reassurance and relief. This deep story is told with simple elegance through illustrations that create a serene space for readers to reflect on their emotions alongside Ammu and Amama. Cat Come Back by Lavanya Karthik, illustrated by Aisha Sadar and Ishan Dasgupta. In this highly interactive and engaging picture book, the onus is on the reader to find the missing cat by looking for clues and playing the role of detectives. The accordion-like format further creates wonder with surprise lurking in every corner. When cat is finally found, the reader is sure to applaud and perhaps go back to the book again and again to experience the joy of this reading journey. The lyrical writing, paired with the playful illustrations, is sure to take readers on a joyride.
Cat's Diwali by Sarah H. Paul, illustrations by Urvashi Dubey. It's Diwali, and Cat, the house pet, is excited about the Festival of Lights. She loves the decorations, but she's not so enthusiastic about the sounds. This simple and sensitive story explores Diwali from the perspective of a feline. Gorgeously drawn in rich colors, the story fosters greater consideration for animals. Tata's Pumpkin by Lalita Iyer, illustrations by Proiti Roy. Tia's Tata has grown an enormous pumpkin. It's bigger than her head and almost the size of her table. Now he wants to make a special pumpkin halwa on her birthday. This story about a little girl, her grandfather, and a pumpkin, beautifully told and gorgeously illustrated, celebrates the bonds within family and community.
The Big Thoughts of Little Love by Karen Johar, illustrations by Priya Korean. Little Love and his twin sister Kusha have a lot in common. Not only do they look a lot like each other, but they also like the same things. Love doesn't understand why he cannot wear pink, or a dress, or cry like his sister. A powerful story that challenges gender expectations and forces us to examine our preconceived notions of what it means to be a boy or a girl. This simple story with vibrant illustrations teaches us to let children be who they are.
Moo Done It by C.G. Salamander, illustrations by Aindri C. It's said when you snooze, you lose. This is a story about a curious girl, a hungry thief, a confused constable, perplexed parents, and a cart full of missing vegetables. Amma and Appa reckon a thief must have dropped out of the sky, but Ammu doesn't buy it. Our budding sleuth follows one clue after another until she catches the thief red-handed. Told and illustrated in a humorous and engaging style, this book will keep readers in stitches. Best wishes to all the wonderful books and talented creators on our shortlist.
And now to announce our winner.
This year's winner is a story of hope and reassurance for young children who are dealing with complex emotions as the adults in their lives are wrestling with change. It is a brave and powerful story narrated with simplicity and elegance.
Congratulations to the winner of the 2021 Neev Book Award in the Early Years category, Ammu and the Sparrows by Vinita, illustrated by Jayesh Shivan and published by Pratham Books.
We applaud the author and illustrator for their exceptional work in conveying this important message to young readers.
And now on to the emerging readers category, which had inspired stories with powerful protagonists who were problem solvers, investigators, climate champions, winners against all odds.
These complex and compelling characters took us on journeys that kept us at the edge of our seats.
The nominees for the 2021 Neev Book Award for the Emerging Reader category are
Friends Behind Walls by Harshika Udasi. The complex and curious characters of Shanti Park come to life in this hilarious and compelling story of Putti and Inu, who become friends behind walls, literally. The story brings out the power of friendship and the brilliance of children in breaking barriers and solving problems.
Minis by Nandini Nayar and illustrated by Isha Nagar. Readers will relate to Minnie's inquisitive and relentless nature, her curiosity, keen powers of observation, and knack to connect the dots helps her solve mysteries and save the day. Minnie could teach a lesson or two to the adults around her who seem pretty oblivious, making this a laugh out loud read.
The Chirmi Chasers by Arifa Tehseen. When a ragtag team of Sitolia players from Madhopur Government School take on the famed Madhopur High team, they know it is more than a game between rivals, one that might change their lives. This page-turner highlights the popular street sport of Sitolia and touches on important themes of class and gender in ways that are accessible to young readers.
The CLOCKWALA'S Clues by Varsha Sheshan. Jasmine and Sheba play the role of young detectives as they go on a wild goose chase looking for clues all over Tippu Gully and Main Street. Time management is not one of their strong suits, but if the girls are indeed to carry out their mission of rescuing stray puppies, then they must solve the time puzzle Clockwala uncle has set for them. As they race against time, readers will be taken on this fast-paced ride all the way to a nail-biting finish, an irresistible read with a satisfying end.
The Miracle on Sunderbag Street by Nandita Dakunha, illustrations by Priya Korean. Young Zara's dreams of color and Miss Guppy's wisdom transform Sunderbag Street from gloom to bloom. Told simply and powerfully, this narrative tale with collage art empowers a child to refashion her community and brings out a child's agency to transform a place and consequently herself and the people around her. Best wishes to all the incredible books and talented creators in our shortlist. And now to announce our winner.
This year's winner conveys an important message which is especially relevant today. As we grapple with the effects of human indifference on keeping our earth healthy, this book shows young readers that where there's a will, there's a way, and children indeed must lead the way.
Congratulations to the winner of the 2021 Neev Book Award in the Emerging Reader category. The Miracle of Sunderbag Street, written by Nandita Dakuna, illustrated by Priya Korean, published by Kalpavriksha.
We applaud the author and illustrator for demonstrating the power of community with this remarkable book. We are pleased to introduce you to the jurors who will announce the winner of the Junior Readers category.
Dr. Kamakshi Murthy is a retired university professor based near Washington, D.C. As an academic writer, she explores multicultural and gender issues. As a writer of fiction for children, she advocates for diversity in many forms. From Beijing, we have Nadine Bailey, an IB school teacher librarian. She believes that we need a wide range of books that can serve as mirrors to our diverse multicultural reading communities.
Bangalore-based Rasil Kaur Ahuja is our jury co-chair, a person of many avatars, including children's book author. She works tirelessly behind the scenes to promote a love of reading and to make successful initiatives like the Neev Literature Festival. We now invite Kamakshi, Nadine, and Rasil to join us for the Junior Readers Awards announcement.
Thank you. Every title in the Junior Reader category takes readers on epic adventures involving mortals and gods, stigma and prejudice, greed and power, exploration and discovery, and love and war. The nominees for the 2021 Neev Book Award in the Junior Readers category are
Journey to a Forbidden City by Deepa Agarwal. In 1865, 007 went by the name Nain Singh Rawat. Instead of cool gadgetry, Rawat used leg stride and prayer beads as tools to measure and map the land of Tibet, an antidote to the usual story of colonial exploration and discovery for the colonialists' own ends. Rawat overcomes all sorts of obstacles to succeed in his mission.
No Nonsense Nandini by Aparna Karthikeyan is a powerful story of a single mother running a Sampangi farm. It highlights the stigma against educated people going into agriculture and the prejudice against women farmers. The book is a refreshing change from the usual story of debt and land grabbing.
The Adventures of Koh-i-Noor by Devika Karyapa and William Dalrymple and Anita Anand uses the infamous diamond as a literary device to create an approachable account of the history of the Indian subcontinent. It reenacts and contextualizes how an inanimate object was imbued with symbolic value of power, status, and the right to rule.
The Piano, Story of a Friendship by Nandita Basu, takes us on a journey across time and space. Using music as a leitmotif for friendship, the author captures a range of complex issues such as identity politics, friendship, and loss.
The Torchbearers by A.P. Majmudar is a modern retelling of an age-old beloved tale. The battleground is Earth and the gods are losing. There isn't a dull moment and the book keeps readers at the edge of their seats.
Young Pandavas. The City of Elephants by Anupam Arunachalam is a retelling of an ancient epic that is no child's play. Through Sahadev's point of view, readers get a glimpse of family politics, twisted plots, and palace intrigue with an equal dose of drama and comedy. Our celebrations to all the fantastic books and talented creators on the shortlist.
And now to announce our winner. And that would be my cue. This year's winner takes us on a journey with a stone that has held captive our collective imagination across continents and centuries. And while it may have been recut to suit modern sensibilities, the gem remains the mountain of light through which passes a wealth of history.
Congratulations to the Neev Book Award winner for 2021 in the Junior Readers category, The Koh-i-Noor by Devika Karyapa, William Dalrymple, and Anita Anand, published by Juggernaut.
We applaud the authors for narrating this fascinating and adventurous history that young people everywhere will have difficulty putting down.
We are pleased to welcome the jurors who will now announce the winner of the Young Adult category. Colin Kilman is the head of English at the Neev Academy in Bangalore. He teaches many things, but foremost is the love of reading.
From Bangkok, we have our jury co-chair, Dr. Dhulika Sarhadi-Raj, whose scholarly research and publications focus on partition and the Indian diaspora. Deeply passionate about literature, she has been a reading advocate in 5 international schools and has taught anthropology at Cambridge, Harvard, and Yale. Katie Day is an international school teacher librarian working in Singapore. She has helped establish various awards for children's literature in Asia, and her constant goal is to get the right book in a child's hand at the right time.
We now welcome Colin, Dhulika, and Katie to join us for the young adult category announcement.
The young adult category had a unique depth and breadth this year. The jury read of heroes and heroines reflecting India in all its complexity. We enjoyed innovations of narration using forms such as the graphic novel and historical fiction.
From modern urban teens navigating online identities to a young indigenous boy trying to save his village from bauxite mining, and from unknown tales in the hidden gendered archives of 2 young women who shaped Indian history to young girls facing the long shadows of displacement, all these books show protagonists grappling with uncertainty and exhibiting resilience.
Let's now take a moment to review and celebrate our 2021 shortlist, especially all that these books managed to accomplish in their page-turning narratives. The books nominated for young adult are
Grave Pyre's School for the Recently Deceased by Anita Roy. In this exciting supernatural adventure tinged with whimsy and nods to a mixture of spiritual traditions, the main character, Joseph, is surprised to wake up as a transitioner in a boarding school for newly dead children. Homesick and wanting to return to his human life, he learns that only vultures have the ability to travel back to the land of the living. In the end, he and his guide Mishi embark on a quest to restore hope in both worlds. Nomad's Land by Paro Anand. This powerful tale of hope is told through the voices of 2 girls from traumatized refugee families, both from forever skies, mountain homelands on opposite sides of India. Shana and Pima meet at a weekly boarding school near Delhi and gradually find a new home within the safe embrace of their friendship, while also helping to heal enmities within their communities through traditional rituals and medicines.
Unga by Devashish Makhija. Simply put, this is an adventure of a young tribal boy in a city, but it soon moves well beyond the conventions of the genre. It is densely layered with many dark, interacting subtexts: government brutality and ignorance, urban apathy and greed, and what it means to be human amid gross injustice. It honors tribal stewardship and wisdom about nature, and also discusses the abuses tribal people endure. The Teenage Diary of Razia Sultan by Anita Murthy. This book is characterized by all that one imagines of the courts of Delhi's rulers in the 13th century. Intrigue, plotting, assassination, complicated power struggles, from the point of view of a young female protagonist, Razia. It is significantly rich in cultural detail manifest in the setting, the dialogue, and in the thoughts of its main character.
The Secret Life of Debbie G. by Vibha Batra and Kalyani Gadapati. This courageous book addresses issues from the point of view of a young teen girl whose divorced mother decides to marry a widower. Debbie G. is interesting, ambitious, and inclusive in its representations of characters and families presented in an innovative format, a comic book within a graphic novel. It takes the reader into a deep dive, one text and alter ego at a time, while teens make and navigate their brave new online worlds. Queen of Earth by Devika Rangachari. Historical fiction with a strong Indian female protagonist set in early medieval Orissa. This is a story of Prithvi Mahadevi, an invisible feminist, ambitious to become a queen while navigating the royal courtly life in two kingdoms. Impeccably researched, the author makes a difficult, little-known history accessible and engaging, resulting in a highly readable story and history for contemporary YA audience. As you can sense from our descriptions, the jury had a very difficult decision to make this year. Best wishes to all the thought-provoking books and talented creators on this shortlist.
And now to announce our winner.
This year's winner is a mature book, definitely one for the older young adults. The narrative includes elements of the onomatopoeic, the impressionistic, and the magical in its scathing attack on corruption, apathy, and in showing the suffering of indigenous people. The Neev Book Award Young Adult winner for 2021 is Unga by Devashish Makhija.
Please join us in congratulating the author and publisher for winning in this category with this remarkable book.
Congratulations again to all the winners. You know, our awards honor all those involved in the creation of children's literature about India. We applaud your contributions to building a rich body of work featuring the diversity of this country and the lives of its people. The jury would like to thank all the authors, illustrators, publishers, and a big shout out to all the young and the young at heart readers for celebrating with us today. Thank you so much for your time.
When I was young, I read, or rather heard my mom recite the text of my favorite books so many times that I had the words memorized. As my mom worked at her desk, or my dad was on a conference call, I would flip from page to page reciting the words. My first book sparked my current love for reading, so I often go back to the wall of picture books maintained in our house to get perspective. From The Hungry Caterpillar to Lala Rose to Velma Gratch and the Waycool Butterfly. These narratives provided solace because they were familiar territory, and they provided imagination because my life was just starting. The only challenge was that while the characters felt familiar or universal, their situations or settings did not. There were very few stories that taught me about my culture and the struggles of my community, people, and nation. We don't have to be Western to be modern, but we do have to be modern, and having our own literature and identity is key to being modern. As I get older and start intersecting with the world of adults, I realize that I'm fortunate to be born into privilege. However, even though my life is a bubble, it is a porous one. Information and experiences seep in, letting me see people who don't look or speak like me. India is not made of one narrative, but many. And what we need to capture this diversity is books that push for a more fair India, a more equitable India for all Indians. Books that spread awareness of dreams of people who could have very well been me. Barriers always exist, but we must question who makes them and how can we break them down. This list of phenomenal stories is a step towards this dismantling or revitalizing. They make us ask, who are we? Or more importantly, who do we want to be? It has been almost 8 decades since Gandhiji said, I want the cultures of all the lands to be blown about in my house as freely as possible, but I refuse to be blown off my feet by any. Over this time, India has become more comfortable with its place in the world. By the time of India's 100th birthday in 25 years, I'm confident that India's children's literature will reflect the rich diversity, identity, and quiet confidence that India has to offer the world. My huge congratulations to the 23 authors, 14 publishers, and 4 winners. You have told us important stories that would have otherwise gone unheard. Thank you to the jury members for taking such a huge step in an important direction. The many hundreds of hours of reading you have experienced have made a true impact in Indian literature. The jury is truly an embodiment of what this award aims to stand for: diversity, power, and integrity. And lastly, thank you, young and young at heart readers, for celebrating with us today. We hope to see you again at the Neev Book Awards 2022. Until then, happy reading.